Good morning everyone. I am Mrs. Bhavna Gupta, working as an assistant professor at Khalsa College of Nursing, Amritsar. Today I am going to discuss a very deadly disease if its treatment could not be given at time to the patient, and that disease is pulmonary tuberculosis. In common language we also call it TB. So what is pulmonary tuberculosis? I basically here use the word pulmonary tuberculosis because TB is of many types. But today I am basically discuss with you pulmonary tuberculosis, that is TB of lungs. So what is pulmonary tuberculosis? Pulmonary tuberculosis is a very fatal and contagious disease which occur every part of our body, but mostly it affects our lung, so it is called as pulmonary tuberculosis. So pulmonary word is used for lungs, and tuberculosis is made up of two Latin words, that is tubercle and ossis. Tubercle means round nodules, or you can say swelling in the lungs, and ossis mean condition. So what is tuberculosis? Tuberculosis is basically a condition in which there is round nodule or swelling in the lungs. So who is causing this disease? Means which agent is causing this disease? So the agent which is causing this disease is Mycobacterium tuberculi. It is basically a bacterial disorder. So next is the classification. As I have told you, it is affecting each and every part of our body. So there are two basically classification of tuberculosis. The first one is pulmonary tuberculosis, that I have told you earlier that it is affecting our lungs, and second one is extrapulmonary tuberculosis, and by the name is suggesting it is extrapulmonary. Extrapulmonary means which is not occurring in our lungs, it is occurring in the other parts of our body. In that there are many types of TB. The first one is lymphatic tuberculosis. Lymphatic tuberculosis is that TB which is affecting our lymph nodes. So the lymph node parts are like our tonsils, adenoids, means this TB is affecting the lymphatic system. Second one is skeletal tuberculosis. Skeletal tuberculosis is affecting our bones. Third one is tuberculosis meningitis. Tuberculosis meningitis affecting our meninges, that is part of our brain. Next is genitourinary TB. Genitourinary TB is affecting our urinary system and mostly affecting our kidneys. Next is gastrointestinal TB. Gastrointestinal TB affecting our intestinal tract. So these are the extrapulmonary TB. We are discussing about this deadly disorder, but which is the mode of transmission of this disease? Means how this disease is transmission from to the other person. It's a droplet infection. It is a droplet infection. As I have tell you in the definition, it is a contagious disease. Contagious means spreading from one person to the another person. Droplet infection means when the infected person sneeze and cough, then he or she spread the infection to the healthy person. So it's a communicable disorder. It spread to the droplet infections. Next is the sign and symptoms. How we can find that person is suffering from tuberculosis? The main sign and symptoms of tuberculosis are: the first one is persistent cough. It is the main symptom of TB. If the person is having 3 months continuously infection or cough, then we can say that that person is suffering from TB, and we can go for the TB test. Second one is weight loss. In this there is weight loss due to loss of appetite. Third one is night sweating. The main symptom in the TB patient is also that whenever they sleep at the night, they have lot of night sweat. Next is red color urine, because there is bleeding in the urine also. Bleeding in the sputum, fever, chills, these are the common sign and symptoms of the TB. But mostly the symptoms are persistent cough and weight loss and night sweat. These are the main symptoms of TB. So now if we are finding these kind of symptoms in the patient, but we want to confirm that person is suffering from TB, then we have to go for the lab diagnosis test. And the lab diagnostic test, the first one diagnostic test is sputum test. Sputum test is the first test we go for TB patient. In sputum test, we take the sputum of infected person. I am saying sputum, I am not saying the saliva. We will take the sputum of the person. Sputum is the mucus that produced in our lungs. Mostly in Punjabi we also said it balgam. So we have to take the sputum of the patient, and that sputum is sent to the laboratory, and in the laboratory, if in the microscopic we will see the tuberculosis bacilli bacteria, then we will say that the person is suffering from tuberculosis. Second test is chest x-ray. As in the definition I told you, there is tubercle, that is round nodule formation in the lungs. So whenever we go for the chest x-ray, there is round nodule formation in our lungs. So basically in the normal language we will say that there is the swelling in our lungs. So if there is swelling or round nodule formation in our lungs, then we can say that person is suffering from tuberculosis or round nodules, or you can say that tubercle formation. Our third test is tuberculin skin test, or you can say that Montague's test. In tuberculin skin test, we will give 0.1 ml dose in our forearm, and here we mark it with the pen, and in the 48 to 72 hours we will see the condition of that mark. If there will be swelling or wheal formation is WHEAL. Wheal is the swelling. If there will be swelling there in the forearm greater than or equal to 5 mm to 10 mm, then we confirmately said that the person is suffering from tuberculosis. Next, this much we have done, like definition, mode of transmission, sign and symptoms, and we know this is a very deadly disorder. It's a communicable disorder. It is spreading from one person to the another person. So what is the treatment of tuberculosis? It is very, very important. So what is the treatment of tuberculosis? It go for 6 months. Its management go for 6 months. If the person is suffering from tuberculosis, he or she has to take the medicine for 6 months. And these 6 months are divided into 2 phases. The first phase is intensive phase, and the second phase is continuation phase. Intensive phase is of 2 months and continuation phase is of 4 months. So what kind of medicines we are given to the patient in these 6 months? So we will give the first line drugs, or we said that anti-tuberculosis drugs. Anti-tuberculosis mean which fight against tuberculosis agent, which is causing it. So the first line drugs, the main first line 5 drugs are included in it. The first drug is isoniazid. Second is rifampicin. Third is ethambutol. Fourth is pyrazinamide. And fifth is streptomycin. We administered these 5 drugs to the patient in these 6 months, and these drugs are administered according to the weight of the patient. If a pediatric is suffering from, means if a baby is suffering from or a child is suffering from TB, then we will give medicine according to its weight, and dose will be set according to the weight of the patient. The dose will be set according to the pediatric and adult chart. WHO has provided us 2 charts, that is the pediatric chart and the adult chart. We will see the weight of the patient, and according to that weight, we will give the dose to the patient. We will adjust the doses according to the weight of the patient. So, in the intensive phase, that is of 2 months, in that we will give isoniazid, rifampicin, ethambutol and pyrazinamide. These 4 drugs we give in the 2 months, that is the intensive phase. And next, that is 4 months, we have left with 4 months, that is the continuation phase. In that we give the 3 drugs, that is isoniazid, rifampicin and ethambutol. We have to tell to the patient that these drugs have many kind of side effects, so she should not be worried about that. We should tell the patient about these side effects of the drugs. So I have one acromion. So learn, it is very easy to learn this acromion, that is RIPES. RIPE is, R is stand for rifampicin. Rifampicin means red or orange color secretions. When the patient is taken rifampicin tablet, his secretions will become of red or orange color. Secretion means urine, tears, उसके आंसू भी लाल और संतरी रंग के हो जाएंगे. Second one is isoniazid. Isoniazid cause peripheral neuritis, means the arms and legs nerves will be damaged. Third one is pyrazinamide. It will increase the uric acid secretion in our body. Fourth one is E, that is ethambutol. Ethambutol will cause eye disorders. E is ethambutol, and from E this is eye disorders. And last is streptomycin. Streptomycin cause ototoxicity. Ototoxicity means hearing loss. Patient will have hearing loss. So these kind of side effects occurring due to these medicines. So we have to tell to the patient these are the medicines and he or she should take at a time, but these are the side effects that will be subside when the patient will stop these medicines. So in the treatment, the one thing is very important, that is DOTS therapy. DOTS therapy is started by our Indian government for the tuberculosis patient, because these medicines are taken by the patient for 6 months. So much long time, for that much time patient have to take medicine. Sometimes patient definitely forget in its daily life कि he or she has to take the medicine. For that patient there is direct observational treatment short course started by our government. In this, the health workers, or female health workers or the male health workers, give the medicine or administer the medicine to the patient in front of them. If the patient do not come to the PSC centers or the hospital for the medicine, our healthcare workers go to their home and administer medicine in front of them. They ensure that patient will swallow these medicine effectively. Treatment also, there are the second line drugs. Second line drugs are mostly are antibiotics. They are amikacin, clindamycin, floxacin, levofloxacin, kanamycin. These kind of drugs mainly we give in the multi-drug resistant TB. The patient who have resistant from the first line drug, that are isoniazid and rifampicin. So I have done each and every part of TB, like what is definition, sign and symptoms, treatment, but prevention is very, very important. Why the prevention is important? Because this disease is contagious disease. This is a communicable disease. This is spreading from one person to the another person. So prevention is always better than cure. So prevention is the upmost part of this subject. That is, the first thing is BCG vaccination. BCG vaccination, we should take BCG vaccination at birth. Whenever the child born, we give 2 vaccinations, that is OPV and BCG. BCG is given 0.1 ml at the left arm intradermally, and that vaccine, BCG vaccine, is covering us 80%. 80% is covering us, and it prevent us from tuberculosis up to age of 20 years of age. So BCG vaccination is very important. Second one is mask. As we all know, it's a communicable disorder, it's a droplet infection, we should wear the mask. Third one is isolation. If the person is suffering from tuberculosis, that person should be isolated, because he or she can spread the disease to the another persons. Fourth one is ultraviolet germicide sprays in the rooms where the patient is living. Next is proper ventilation. There should be proper ventilation and proper sunlight, because due to sunlight this bacteria will die. So these kind of precautions, these kind of prevention we should do whenever we know that someone is suffering from tuberculosis. But one thing you should keep in mind, BCG vaccination is very, very, very important. It is free of cost in our government hospital. We should go in our government hospitals and have administer our babies for BCG vaccination, so that we can stop this disease to spread in India. I hope you like my lecture. Thank you.